Hey, Jocchan here. I'm going to be doing a little video today replacing a battery in my iPhone SE. So I know there's a lot of guides out there. I know a lot of people have done it before and things like that. I'm going to try to give you something different while I do it. A little bit of commentary and input on what not to do. Because I've kind of done battery replacement. I've messed around with little tiny phones and devices like this before, and I've broken a few, so I kind of know. Yeah, my wife's laughing in the background, as you can tell. Yeah, I've done it before, so I'll give you some input as I go to kind of tell you, you know what, don't do this. So, all right, sit back and enjoy.
Okay, so here we go. First off, let's get this case off this thing, and it is, of course, still on. So we got to do something about that. Turn it off. Slide. Beautiful. She's off. Now I ordered this little thing from Amazon. It's just a battery kit for your iPhone SE. Open it up. This is a 2320 mAh milliamp hour battery. I think the original was like maybe 1600 or so. So this should give it quite a bit more power. Sorry about the background noise. Not much I can do about it right now. So, alright. There's your little connector on the board. It's pretty standard for these type of batteries. Alright, so we'll set that aside for now. Now, one thing important is to have something to put screws in for sure. I know they go about this. Sometimes they say, oh, get a mat, get some type of placemat thing. I'm just going to use the plastic container that this thing came in. I always use whatever resources I have on hand. So, now this kit came with a few things here. It came with pretty much all the tools that you would need to do this. Unfortunately, I don't have an iClock thing. I would really love one, but not too much of a chance to get one since they don't offer it through Amazon. And it was just cheaper. So we're going to kind of do it the harder way, if anything. So here we got a little plastic opener. It looks like a guitar pick, but it has a little raised inside. Technically, since I've done these things before, I'll tell you outright, you can use a guitar pick, you can use a credit card, you can do a lot of little things to like get in there. It is definitely a handy little tool. And your suction cup, which is going to go on the front of this screen. And then you have a bunch of little tools here. Little screw heads. I always put them in a tiny little bag that I can barely get open with my giant fingers. One is for your SIM card, which I don't think we're going to need. Extra tool. Other is you have a whole bunch of different little bits. This is a Phillips, but it's a very small one. This is a different type of Phillips. Again, it's another size. Then you have a very tiny, I'd say this is like a Torx. There's some little, and probably the smallest I've ever seen. And I think that's for getting in at this point here. So they sent also a little screwdriving tool, which you just load the little tip in, which is handy. Very thankful for these little things. Nice to always get these little extra tools. I also have a spudger, which is actually better. I have some of these, but mine's are all chewed up. These are handy for prying into things. So for plastic, metal, if you need to get a tip in to pry in, that's what these are handy for. They're very useful over the course of time. And they also sent, in this case, a pair of tweezers. It's very fine tip point. It's actually very sharp to the end. Honestly, to be honest, I don't have anything like this that I work with. Never got. I use other tweezers. I just make whatever I can work. This is very handy to have. And then lastly, there's some tape. It's dual-sided tape that goes underneath the battery. Now, I assume they don't really go into the instructions on this about installing this tape, but when you pull out the other tape, you have to reapply something. I'm pretty sure it's just going to go under the battery like that and just go into the iPhone. We'll see once I get there. First of all, let's go ahead and take out the first little screws. Dirty, dirty, dirty. All sorts of goo get on this. Yep, this is a screw for it. Dude, this is tiny. Dude, this is not made for somebody with big hands like me. My gosh, that's tiny. So I'm going to put that in the little plastic bin. Let's get the other one. I did a bit of research on this before I even started. This is the biggest, most important thing is to do research. The other part of it is have a computer open nearby with the instructions that you can refer to should you need to. Okay. So I need something to prop up the screen against. But we're ready to pry this open. So what do we have that I can use to prop the screen up against when it's done? Kinda, let's see, this is far too light. Again, you just try to figure out what you can use at the time. Okay, well, I think this will have to do. Let's see, prop the screen, we'll go up, and we'll go against there. That'll be beautiful. Let me move this out of the way. Alright, so you gotta be very careful here. Let's get a spooger ready. Let's see if we can wedge. They show on the videos these things just popping up just like that. Obviously, everything varies. Alright, come on, baby. Well, that's being a pain in the butt. Let me see if I can get this sucker in there. This is why they have that iClack thing, which just pops it on both sides. Boom, pops it open. They say, oh, this should work just fine. Yeah. You just got to be careful with this because there's this button here. The cable is right underneath that. Oh, there we go. Hello, hello, iPhone.
I'm not kidding you, but I think you will. I think you'll fly through wind and rain and storm and night to get you. I don't think anything will stop you.
Okay. Hello, iPhone interior. Let's gently bring this baby away. Let's see. Wow, this is really small. Yeah. Got something separating here. Ooh. Oh no. Hopefully that cable's alright. I can tell you one thing, when you have cables this delicate, try to avoid touching them at all cost. I've actually really messed up some iPads, some iPhones, or no, not iPhone, iPod things. So, there it is. Lithium-ion battery. We got two. Figure that out. Now, I placed a little cap cover over the cable there, side. Now, they're right. You need to be able to secure this screen. So I need to grab a rubber band of some kind. Okay. So we got some rubber bands. We can secure this screen to something. Alright. Okay. Yeah, this thing is not heavy enough. That is a problem. I need some sort of weight to do this. And I don't really have a weight to do this. Okay. So the next part of this repair, we have to take out a bunch of screws around this right here. So this we don't need anymore. This is pretty much done until we patch everything back together. So we have 3 different screws, I believe. I think that one fits. Yeah, I think it fits. This one. Alright. Wow, that is tiny. This is like a little grain of dust. And I'm trying to place these in spots where I can easily find them. I kind of know what I'm doing. One side. And then this one. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull this off.
No, I guess not. Well, anytime we can be of service to you, Mr. E, just let us know.
There's that bracket. Now this should be the power connector.
Why be honored, Mr. Eames? Thank you. I let you know, Jim. I let you know.
There we go. Power connector's off. Now we should be able to just take this thing right apart. I'm going to stop and double check. Well, for some reason every single guide wants you to take off this screen thing, so I'm just going to have to do it and find out. Oh boy, you have to use 2 different screws for this, don't ya?
But that is what you do when you live life unscripted. And
Boy, these are tiny. You never really realize how small these screws can get.
until you have to work on something like this, and then you're just like,
It's not complicated. Only AT&T.
who thought of making something that small? I think I gotta use this other tool. These other screws. Yep, that's how it works. Oh boy, screw did not come out cleanly. Okay. Wow. There we go. Now let's remove the metal cover. And there we reveal all the cables and all the goody stuff that's inside. Yay. Alright. Now let's switch to the spooger and let's lift these off very gently. Why? I have no idea why they want us to remove these cables, but they do. There's one, there's two, and then there should be another. Yeah, it's that one there, I'm pretty sure. Let me go ahead and check one. Okay, so there's something different in the images between the batteries and stuff. See, there's an extra bit right here. See, this I don't think comes off. Pulled off the wrong thing, but this has to come off. It's like a little piece. I know it's hard to see in a... Have to come in maybe at a different angle. Well, trying to be very delicate with this because you don't want to put a lot of tension on the cables. Actually, this thing is... There it goes. Got it. Screen is off. Yeah, see, part of the problem is that this has a little extra rubbery thing now. When I was working with iPod minis and such, I broke so many of these cables just by touching them. So definitely you avoid touching those cables at all cost. Now let's see, we gotta pull out the little battery. There it goes. I think I was pulling on the wrong thing earlier. We have to pull out this thing, and I need something sharp. Again, always need to have every tool you're potentially going to want on you. So let's pull up this little weird battery tool. Okay. Let's get the scissors in here to cut this sucker. There we go. Now, Uh-oh.
Well, that's right. Pull it up. It'll just come right out. Well, there went that.
So we got to figure out something else to do to get this battery out of here, because those little things did not work.
Volkswagen's new all-electric SUV has high-tech features and 3 years of free charging. A test drive in Texas.
Unfortunately, I think the only way is going to come down to heating the backside in this area. That'll loosen it a bit. Uh-oh. Yes, batteries can bend.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. So, it's not good. Not good. This is why you do these videos. I say, oh, you just pull these out and it just comes right. No, it doesn't always work that way.
So now those little things are underneath, and I don't think I can get in there and pull them. There's a little tab of one, maybe I can pull out.
I have to admit, I like that better, and but it makes getting out of bed on a cold morning really difficult.
Ultimately, it's coming down to hairdryer. When in doubt, you get a hairdryer. Okay, so I did apply some heat and I managed to pry the battery up a little bit. You do not probably want to ever use that battery if it looks like that. This thing is very damaged now. Problem is getting the other side and just slowly working the spoogers in. The glue is still Wife's reminded me, why are you doing this to your only phone? Well, because we gotta do what we gotta do sometimes. Ugh. Got it. Okay, there is a very mangled battery. Although I think it still kind of would work. Oh, boy. Good job, Apple. Let's put the worst possible sticky tape. Oh. Yeah. Manufactured March of 2017. So literally this thing, since I'm doing this in March, this is about 4 years old.
How are you feeling right now? Comfortable? Well, you could be more comfortable in Mac Weldon. Put tea on and tea off. Or just keep binging your favorite show in our Ace sweatpants. Upgrade your downtime at MacWeldon.com.
Yeah, so this is a 1624 milliamp hour battery. And when it was new, it actually was very nice. I mean, I got hours upon hours upon hours out of it. But now, it's going to be swapped with this one. I'm praying this all works and that I didn't ruin the thing. Plus, I guess it would move around in there a little bit if it didn't have the battery, so I assume that's why we would go down that way. Alright, so there's 2 more tabs. What they don't say is what is the blue side and what is the pink side. What's the difference? Uh-oh. I just taped it to itself. Oh good, another screw up.
This is probably the same reaction we'll get when we tell Harper about the banquet. Hey, I'm gonna do that. I can just find out where he lives. Look.
Okay, this was a terrible idea. I should not have done it this way. But there really wasn't another way to potentially do it. Well, I am going to be reviewing these guys below for this, obviously. This entire thing is ruined. Absolutely, positively ruined.
No, I took care of that. Oh, here's something else. Dan Thaw said he's familiar with Harper's so-called post.
Well, I got 1 in. Technically, I'm going to say 1 is enough. Because it'll be at least enough to stick this baby down and go with it. I hope. Alright, now that is, you guys, they really could have given something to tear off 1 piece or do 1 part first, whatever. Most likely I'm not going to be replacing this thing again in the future. Likely I'll be just getting a new phone when that time comes. So. But it still annoys me. It still annoys me that they do not have any sort of instructions with that. That would be very helpful to avoid something like that from happening. See, now you see the screw up. Now you see the mistake that was made, and very careful now. Let's put it back together. Yeah, I can't deal with this. It's in my way. I need to get the screen back on. Now, this is actually very annoying. Try and get this screen back in all the way and reseat it perfectly. Okay. You move it just a little bit and it pops right back up real easily now. Okay, I think
See how he can keep his mind in his law books as well as sell insurance at a time like this.
Well, if anybody can do what David can, well, Missy, will you look? Oh, sure.
I think I may have gotten it back in.
Looks like a guilty conscience to me. What is she? A redhead?
He was an elderly gentleman with gray hair named Dean Evans. And the law
Okay, yeah, I'm going to use this battery to help weigh this stinking thing down. Oh, that helps. Keeps it now upright.
Here's a nice Grecian. Oh, no, Missy, that's the one Mr. Griffin sent you when you were sick in the hospital. No, that's got bad nerve.
Your pressure of public demand, I'm going to tell you what he said.
This is pretty and it's deep enough.
Well, nothing in this until I tell you what he said.
Oh, here's the one I was looking for.
Oh, no, hey, no stems too long for that.
Okay.
You can cut the stem.
Wow, this is going to be
It seems to be a one-sided romance.
probably one of the most delicate things I've ever done.
George, darling, I'm sorry. Tell us, what did Dean Evans say?
No, I'm not interested in talking about it at all.
Yeah, George. Come on.
Okay. Next to an honorary degree, it's probably the highest honor a school has to offer.
What is?
Well, every year, the law school invites a guest to deliver a series of 3 lectures. They call it the Oliver Wendell Holmes Memorial Lectures. Holmes delivered the first 3. Usually it's a very famous jurist or a Supreme Court justice or sometimes a prominent attorney.
And they've asked you.
A couple of the trustees have suggested Harry Belmont. But Dean Evans is determined to have me. And his choice has always been confirmed in the past.
Well, why will it be definite?
Well, it is definite, practically. Don't have
A couple of the trustees
Helps when you have steadier hands.
Yes, Hazel, I told you that.
Ain't Harry Belmont lost the case too?
So let's tilt this.
Yes, Hazel, have you seen
So there you go, man. I need to be able to see this though.
Yes, Hazel, it must be in the kitchen.
Have you ever won a case from Harry Belmont?
No, Hazel. I think I left it out in this car.
Uh-oh.
Hazel, Harry Belmont is a name we don't mention in this house.
Oh. Baxter residence?
This is Dean Evans speaking. Is Mr. Baxter in?
Oh, just a minute. It's Dean Evans.
I'll get George.
Well, Mr. Baxter, just
Uh-oh.
sit down for a minute. Would you like to hold on?
Yes, I'll wait, thank you.
George? Maybe I ought to keep talking so you won't think you're cut off.
Oh, very considerate of you.
Let's put in the car in the garage.
George! I'm Hazel Burke, Mr. Baxter's housekeeper.
And I'm Dean Evans, Dean of the University Law School.
Oh, yeah. I heard all about you. I got a young friend, Dave Merrick, who's working his way through your laws. You know, his wife
Got
is
that
going
one in.
on baby any day now. George! He sells insurance, and I bought a lot of little policies from him. Oh, you probably have, too. Everybody has.
No, as a matter of fact, I haven't seen much of him of late. Students with his grades generally avoid me.
I have a pamphlet in case you're interested. It says every man owes it to his family to have a well-balanced insurance program.
But I don't have a family.
Oh, now, Dean, the school is your family.
What is it?
Evans.
I got a policy that protects my back at the bowling alley, and you can get a sensational general sickness policy. It covers lungs and stomach and gallbladder.
Hazel, give me that phone. Now, on the second thought, I'll figure that in.
I'm interested, I can tell.
Hello, Dean Evans. Hazel, will you please get off the line?
Bye, Dean.
George.
Uh-oh. Oh, these things are so tiny.
Belmont's a good deal stronger than I anticipated.
They are so tiny.
They're pushing hard. You can help me if you will. How? Could you prepare a brief summary of the lectures you would deliver?
Now, if this doesn't work, or if I messed it up, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably be out of the phone for a while.
I'm sure the thing would be settled in your favor. Now, I realize this doesn't give you much time, but if I could have it first thing in the morning,
I'll go to work on it. Yes, I understand. And thank you for calling. Goodbye. Well, I have my work cut out for me this evening. I want you to tell Hazel that I'll have my dinner in here, and under no circumstances am I to be disturbed.
We capture lots of data with fiber mirroring software developer to help gather all that data.
Come on.
I was able to save time and money.
Come on, baby, come on.
Longer business today.
Just stay, go in.
You could have earned real cash back on your last grocery trip.
Really trying to avoid touching this.
Receipt after shopping and earn real cash back. Download the free app today for a $20 welcome bonus.
Are you ready to step up your ball game?
Manscaped. Elevate your ball game with skin-safe technology. Get free shipping and a free pair of boxers and a free travel bag.
Hey, I think I got it.
Manscaped.com. Are you ready?
It's funny how that happens sometimes.
You always wanted? It only costs a fraction of the price to make. That's why we started movement. We developed new styles and created a community.
Okay. Now the only trouble is the home connector.
Banking with Chime is very easy. I feel like I can finally trust my bank. The fees, yeah. I always have peace of mind that my money is in the right place and in good hands.
Start banking with Chime today at chime.com.
Alright. Uh-oh. There it is. Ah.
Time for new reading classes? Go to readers.com. Choose from hundreds of
You,
styles and colors.
you miss out all of this from the pro videos. Trying to pick up these little tiny, tiny screws.
Is your credit score standing in the way of you achieving your goals? As a professional financial consultant and Credit Sesame member, let me tell you about its offerings. Credit Sesame gives you a free credit score and is the perfect tool to help you reach your goals. Like getting a better credit card, or a new car, or even a home. Credit Sesame can help you build your credit score, gain financial confidence, and put your goals within reach.
Yeah, I bet the tech shops
Your credit score increases.
have tons and tons of extra screws, and I think they probably just don't even care. If one flies, they grab another.
Way too much for their car insurance, and they don't even know they can pay less.
For seniors, saving money and not wasting money.
Ooh, that's magnetized.
If your insurance company keeps raising your rates, if your insurance company tells you that because of your age you can't get a lower premium, well, maybe it's time to speak with another insurance company.
Are you paying too much for your auto insurance? If so, you're just throwing your money away.
You might save
Got
5%
it.
a year,
That's great.
maybe 10%, 15%, or even more.
That's a lot.
Okay.
That could add up to
Now comes the roughest part, which is getting this thing back on.
Pay the lowest rate, call the number on your screen, and you'll speak with a licensed insurance agent.
Alright.
1-800-216-6906. 1-800-216-6906.
Prepare to be amazed as we form this board up into the happiest dog in the world with
It is very, very awkward to try and get this in.
your dog happy.
I need to sell my house.
Oh wow.
Places that claim to know how much it's worth. But they don't really know my house or my neighborhood. And they definitely don't show me all my options.
Almost like I need another pair of hands.
HomeLight gives me a side-by-side comparison of my options, personalized for my needs. And they'll show me what verified buyers will pay for my house right now. 3. No matter how you choose to sell your home, selling starts at HomeLight. Get started today.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the
Maybe if
things you
I
want to do?
utilize gravity.
Fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Can you imagine playing with newborn baby pandas? Ever wish you could walk on the rings of Saturn just to see if they hold your weight? There are some lessons you can only learn by doing, by seeing.
Let's see, I think I may have figured it out.
The Great Courses Plus brings the world to you. Open a door to thousands of topics and deep insights from the best and the brightest. Start your free trial now.
I think I may have got it.
I'm not ready to lose my hair. Not now. But I never thought
And I gotta put this little thing over.
the easiest way to keep my hair.
And I have no idea which way it went.
In the couch. Go to Q-Stock North.
Would you mind handing me that tray? Thank you, Mr. Green in the den. Who is it?
Me, Hazel, David.
Oh,
Come on in, David.
Hello, Sebastian. Hi, Hazel. I've been out selling all afternoon. I thought I'd stop by on the way home to bring you that policy.
David, are you all right? Oh, you don't look very well.
yeah, she's right. You don't look so good.
I can't help it.
This is delicate.
Read about Maria and the baby, wanted to study law books, and I want to sell insurance.
Would you like a cup of coffee? Oh, have you had your dinner?
Oh, no, but I'm not hungry, thanks.
Oh, you fix him some anyway, Hazel.
You bet.
All right, David, now you sit right down here.
I think I got it in. Well,
How's Maria?
Oh, she's great. She's
that is done. Maybe.
Oh, Hazel here's been the greatest help of all.
Say, I got a red hot lead for you. You know Dean Evans, the dean of your law school?
Hazel, there's not going to be my law school anymore.
What do you mean?
I'm dropping out.
Okay, let's see if he powers on.
Try not to look at it, but here, a married man has no business being a student.
Hey,
Business being married.
good sign.
Oh, lots of the students are married. Well, maybe not lots, but some.
Well, maybe they know how to do it. I don't. Marie and I thought we could swing it at the time. She had a good job. She helped me with the expenses. She had to quit on account of the baby.
Now listen here, David.
No, I made up my mind. I'm dropping out of school.
Get ready to
And you know
put the
something?
screws back in.
Now that I've made my decision,
There it goes. She works.
Boy, you went back to sleep in the middle.
66% power.
So he turns his back
I gotta get this charging.
for the rest of his life.
Alright.
There was a time when I needed you.
First off, let's put the last screws back in.
Oh, but Mr.
At this point, I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord.
had no sleep, and you don't know which way to turn.
Oh, gosh.
Training for married life.
Okay, I won't ask you to talk them out of it. I won't say what you're
Ugh.
worried about.
My gosh, these screws.
You want more coffee, Mr.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's the last time I ever have to do a battery replacement for one of these. That is very...
A summary of all the lectures you're going to deliver.
if they don't name Harry Belmont instead of me.
Missy says you're going to talk about the real purpose of the legal profession.
That's right.
Missy says you're going to talk about how most people seem to think that what lawyers do all the time is just sue people and try to get money out of them.
Well, not precisely, but to that effect.
Real purpose of a lawyer is to keep people from fighting among themselves.
To a great extent, it's that.
And how a lawyer always tries to keep harmony.
A good one does.
And a lawyer always tries to help a person when they're in trouble.
Okay,
Well, certainly.
beautiful.
The purpose is to help someone when he's...
That's sick. Battery health. Maximum capacity.
Where is the young man?
In the kitchen.
Maximum capacity 100.
Will you stop arguing and just listen to me?
Beautiful. Brand new battery.
I'm not doing this for you.
Yay, happy, 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 happy. I'm noticing a little bit of pressure touches when I touch the screen. So I think there's a little bit of a quirk with the cable on the screen cable, but I don't want to have to take it apart to reseat cables or whatever needs to be done to resolve that. So at least for now, hey, it's working. This it's like a big spit wad now. Oh well, not much I can do. So anyways, there it is. You saw the mistakes that were made. You saw things that went wrong. I gotta scrub the back of this poor thing. It's a mess. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you kind of realized some things on what it takes to repair these suckers and how you do it. It should sit right back in just fine into the holder. Yeah. I wonder if it's raising up a tiny bit more than it should, but I don't think it's as level. I think, yeah, well, now that I'm putting it in the case, it doesn't seat all the way down. Yeah, there's a hole right there. So that's a problem. something is not seated right on the screen up top. So let me go back in there. I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. I super don't want to do this. But I don't have any other choice because this poor thing is not seated right. Yeah, this end is not down right. There's a crack. Look at that, just pops right out. So it's not seating right. That's a problem. Now, ideally, I'm going to try to do this in such a way where I don't pop off that button again. That was really a pain to get in, and I just want to see if we can reseat this enough. Figure out what's going on up here that it didn't want to sit down right. Alright, let's see if we can focus on getting this end. Oh, there it goes. I hear that snap. That's what we needed. Got it. Got it.
Childhood sexual abuse were told it was too late for them to seek justice. No more. Statute of limitations prohibited organizations like the Catholic and Mormon churches, private school systems.
That's what was needed. Beautiful. I did not have to take everything off. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm going to finish up the rest of this. Thanks for joining. Repair of an iPhone SE. And messing it up a little bit. Anyways. Alright, I'm out. Johnny. Remember to like and subscribe.